वेलकम बैक टू अनदर स्ट्रीम। करते हैं समाचार की समीक्षा। लेट्स सी व्हाट वी हैव ऑन ऑफर टुडे। ऑलराइट, द फर्स्ट वीडियो इज अबाउट cricket, throwback to Chris Gale's last T20 match. Was that so? Because Shiva and Vishnu are gods, then you're not called Chola Empire in Tamil culture, Hindu culture. This is again a very well crafted narrative to break our unity, to not let us unite with each other. Let me just put it out there in the open for everybody who is watching this video, or if you watch it in the future as well. Okay, there is no such thing as independent culture. There's just one religion and one culture that we have. That is the inherent idea of monotheism that we have. That is, there is only one religion. Okay. Now the best example is Ram Navami, Dashera, all these festivals, they're celebrated all across this geography of Bharat. Okay. Now Ram was just a king of Ayodhya. Ayodhya is a place in Uttar Pradesh, current day Uttar Pradesh. So if Ram was a king of Ayodhya, why exactly are people from Kerala, people from Tamil Nadu, people from Odisha, or from J&K for that matter, why are they celebrating different variations of Ram Navami, different variations of Dashera? Because there is just one religion, there is just one culture. All these things are manifestations of a single unit or a single entity that I like to call as Arya Dharma, because I don't use the word Hindu Dharma or the Indian or Indianness, because these are just identities that were given to us by others. If you live by the identity that is given to you by the others, you'll never be able to come out of those bounds. Okay, what they have done right now is they have given you an identity, they've labeled an identity on you, and the reason why we are not able to win the narrative debate or the competition of narratives is because they have packed us inside that identity. They've formulated some rules for that identity. We are not supposed to break those rules, and we are supposed to play by those rules. So to hell with their rules. Okay, there's no such thing as Hindu Dharma, there's no such thing as India, Indianness, whatever. There's only Arya Dharma. Okay. Now you might not like it because consciously or unconsciously you might be looking towards the West for their history. What happened in Germany, Nazi Germany. Okay, they misappropriated our ideas. Okay, they are nobody to put that guilt on us, that just because somebody from their part of the world misappropriated our ideas of politics, our ideas of polity, economy, so on and so forth, did some terrible things. So there is, the blame should entirely go to the people from whom the idea was misappropriated, not to the person who perverted those ideas for his or her political or religious needs. Okay. Yeah, that is terrible. I think our women need to learn, our women need to become a little bit more politically conscious and active, because they don't realize it, but they are the ones who are at the front lines. They are the ones who are bearing this brunt of conversion. Because I would like to say men, objectively, men are very disagreeable. Okay, so to convert men, it would take a larger amount of effort, larger amount of energy. But for them, they have realized that women are a softer target. They have always been a softer target throughout the world history. Okay, so our women, okay, the polytheistic women, they must understand they are the ones who are at the front lines of taking on this challenge. If they keep on living in this idea of secularism and liberalism, time is not far, okay, when the demographic balance shifts in the favor of monotheists. Right now, the balance of power in the demographic, in the demography is towards the polytheists. But once it comes to a status quo and it shifts a little bit towards the monotheistic side, okay, things will start changing very fast. Okay, things will start going down very fast. If you can't sing Vande Mataram, okay, stop taking those all the benefits from the government. Okay, go to a country where you get your own laws. Stop preaching it. Okay, it is non-negotiable. Why do you go to certain other countries in West Asia and follow those rules? Because they tell you that it is non-negotiable. Okay, now we are telling you singing Vande Mataram, worshipping our holy land is non-negotiable. You have to do it. Don't bring these ideas of constitution, secularism, and liberalism. Okay, those things are man-made. But worshipping the homeland has been in continuity before the faith that this fellow, okay, alleges to practice came into being. So stop with all that constitutional, liberal, and secular bullshit. You are supposed to abide by some rules of the holy homeland. You do that. Trump administration repealed the endangerment finding, the ruling that served as the basis for limits tailpipe emissions. Guru Arjan Dev Ji, he is a, I think, let it be. Yajna Janev mantras are not for low bones, like the missionaries whispered to Dalit families in Meerut, planting shame where faith should live. The damage was slow and silent. 25th Dalit stepped into sacred fire, wore Janev, broke a lie, taught son's birth. Agniveer's intervention restored Dharma as lived equality, where no child is declared impure by design. That's true. Is this a real video? We have seen such faces very much, and people say that this is the result of inbreeding. So we don't know. There is something like this already at the Jogimara caves in Chhattisgarh. A Brahmi inscription reads, Sutanuka by name, a Devadasi, the excellent among young men, loved her. Devadina by name, skilled in sculpture. Has very ancient roots. Yeah, you see, whenever you go to travel across this place, you'll see this largely in hill stations or any famous place. Wherever you find rocks, there will be names written on the rocks by some enthusiastic couples. This is a very old video. There is an entire debate of this on YouTube. You must watch it to get the real context. I don't understand this Muslim obsession with running shops in temples. Isn't this haram for you? Okay. I know that this, I'm not going to make this argument that why aren't polytheist or Arya vendors are allowed into the premises of their places of prayer, such as mosques. They don't allow us, but in return they expect that we would be benevolent and large-hearted and allow them. And this is the dynamic on which this false Ganga Jamni Tehzeeb is. That is, if you acknowledge its existence, rests. That is, it is only the polytheist that is constantly keep on giving, okay, and it's only the monotheist that is constantly keep on receiving. When I say monotheist, I mean Christians and Muslims both. So it is us who has always to give, and it is always them to always to take. It is high time now that they extend an olive branch, a genuine olive branch, a movement from within their own community. Okay, I know there will be people out there who will say that no, some good social work is being done. See, food packets are distributed, blankets. No. That is something that a lot of people do in their own individual capacity as well. That is not something you can link it to Ganga Jamni Tehzeeb or secularism or so on and so forth. The moment I see hospitals being established in their areas, where polytheists will go to their areas, because if you see, regardless of which part of Bharat you are from, okay, all the nice hospitals, all the nicest schools, all the nice facilities will always be on that part of the town where the polytheists live. Where these people live, there is obviously some degraded level of streets. There is no civic sense in their area. It's totally polluted. You don't have to take my word for it. This is a lived reality. You go to their areas and you see nobody wants to go there. You've not built any structures where people go and travel. Okay, so you cannot keep on milking this cow of these structures of Taj Mahal and so on and so forth. Build something in your area that people come and see your area. You have to come to the better part of the city to travel. Even in your festivals, when in your festivals of Eid and Muharram and so on and so forth, you have to come to a good part of the city to travel. You don't have any places in your part of the city where you are that the other people will come and travel. Okay, you've not developed enough. Let's see. The very same man who threatened to strip and parade journalists in public is today promising a bill against hate speech. Yeah, our politics is filled with hypocrites. Now that 138-year-old player is working for his dream of 2027 World Cup. Our body is an entire system for processing cannabis plant. It's called endocannabinoid. Did God make a mistake when He built us? Yogi Ji. What is the best non-fiction book about the prehistoric split between the Vedas and that? There is no difference, okay? I mean, that is where this disagreement lies. I'll not comment too much on it, but yeah, it was a lie that was sold to us. The Aryan migration theory, it's totally a lie. There might have been some separation between the Aryas living in the, the western or the northwestern part of Bharat as we see it today, and parts of Iran. Okay, that might have been the case, but I will like I've always maintained on my channel. I'll go back to my sources, literary sources, that is the Vedas, Upanishads. Okay, so if in there it says, I'm not a well-read or a wise person of the Vedas or the Upanishads or any Vedic or Arya literature for that matter. But yes, if in that book it says that there was indeed a separation amongst the Aryas and some of them went to Iran, then yes, I'll accept it. Before filming The Passion of the Christ, Mel Gibson asked, "Still want to play Jesus? If you do this, you may never work in this town again." JC, and I'm 33 years old, Gibson replied, crazy, is that so?
कितने रुपए हैं? बहुत सस्ता है. Indian films are banned in Pakistan. But look what I found. And this is a new film. ये film हिंदुस्तान से है ना?
इंडियन मूवी है, नई आई है, धुरंधर.
And I can tell you a thing or two about Ranveer Singh. He's a Sindhi. Oh, his grandparents. Indian films are banned in Pakistan. But look what I found. And this is a new film. ये film हिंदुस्तान से है ना?
इंडियन मूवी है, नई आई है, धुरंधर.
And I can tell you a thing or two about Ranveer Singh. He's a Sindhi. Oh, his grandparents are from this city, I think, and they came across to India during partition. ये film कितने रुपए है?
ये 50 रुपीस की है सर.
बहुत सस्ता है. Indian films are banned in Pakistan.
Like I said, there is no such thing as Pakistan. There is no such thing as Pakistani culture. It was just a conspiracy. It was so that Islam lost the state of Turkey. They lost the caliphate. They wanted a nation state all to itself. And as history and destiny would have it for us, at a very unfortunate timing, that right at the time when the Brits were leaving after the end of World War II, the Turkish Caliphate had fallen. Islam did not have a nation state all to itself. There might have been some closed door negotiations between the Brits, who are Christians, and the Muslims. Both of them are people of the book, so they might have settled in on giving them some pieces of the holy homeland of Bharat before leaving. So they will have at least one nation state. They would not be stateless. So that is how the birth of Pakistan came into being. There is, immense literature. There people have given speeches. There are documented evidences about what exactly was the purpose of setting up Pakistan. I think J.Sai Deepak, Venkat Dulipala, a lot of people have written about it extensively, so you must read up on it. Okay, why exactly was Pakistan set up? What was the reason for also having an East Pakistan? There is a very deeper theory that is still in practice right now. Okay, so you can look it up. So there is no such thing as Pakistan. There is no such thing as Pakistani culture. It's all ours. The food that they eat is ours. The festivals that they celebrate is ours. Okay, the history that they had is ours. There's no such thing. It's like that country is simply existing because some of the elites, have concentrated powers within them, within their circles, and they don't want decentralization of that power. Who is this?
भाई मैं इसीलिए इंटरनेट का पैसा देती हूँ. किसी ने इन दोनों की फोटो के नीचे इनकी पब्लिकली अवेलेबल हाइट लगा दी है.
अभी बता दे भाई, अभी बता दे.
मेरी एक वीडियो वायरल हो रही है. मैं सिर्फ ये क्लैरिफाई करना चाहती हूँ कि ये वीडियो मुझ द्वारा वेरीफाइड नहीं है. मुझे एक स्क्रिप्ट दी गई थी और एक ट्रायल रिकॉर्डिंग के लिए बोला गया था. भाई मैं इसीलिए
See, this is the level of content creation in our country, and then we wonder why exactly aren't our content creators getting popular. This is what they make just for a few views. Okay, make some genuine content that actually has the capacity to help people do something. For example, I myself am a teacher, so I've put some videos on my YouTube channel. There are some playlists on my YouTube channel where you can learn English, where you can learn math, where you can get some knowledge about philosophy. Is this Irfan Habib? Do people still listen to him? Okay, let him live out his remaining life in peace. And I would urge Mr. Habib as well. Okay, go to the Himalayas, all right. Get a nice place for yourself in Uttarakhand. Enjoy the nature. Live out your remaining life in peace. You've already done a lot of damage to this civilization, and so yeah, Just pass your time, whatever time that is left for you, whatever time Vishnu has decided that you'll have on this earth. Pass out that time in peace. Devastating. Gwalior custody movement. Child clings to dad, rejects mom's handover after court awards her custody in divorce. Okay. B. Lakshya speaks. He hates Hindus from heart. Safa Hussain is his close friend, the one who makes fun of Pahalgam attack and men hater. She has made fun of gods and goddesses. Other anti-feminists are also their friends. No nation can be great. Crazy. Diary of a Wimpy Kid. I see a lot of my students also reading this book, but yeah, people should read Mahabharata, Ramayana. Okay, all the literature that is created by the West is garbage. Okay, just because when they came over here, English was something that was new for us. So when they came over here, everything they wrote was something that fascinated us. But once when you actually learn the language, once when you actually start understanding what those narratives are, why exactly have they written that story, what is the subliminal messaging in that story, you realize what they have written is simply just propaganda, lies, garbage, utter bullshit. Okay, read our native authors. I would say that I would not say that. What I say is, if you're really fond of reading, by the way, I don't see a lot of students these days reading. Okay, reading is something that they have absolutely forgotten. All they read is captions on Instagram, captions on other social media websites. That is their reading. When I say reading, I mean actually sitting down with a physical book to read. That is something that is slowly dying out, and it has, almost all the students, they never read. And academic reading does not count because they are reading their science textbooks, English textbooks, that is there, but they must read some other book. So when you're faced with that problem of reading, I would say any day prefer our native authors. Do not read these garbage of Shakespeare and all those people who clearly had a bias. Because in those times, it was a trend for them to convince us that somehow they are the superior race. Okay, the very evidence or the very existence of Aryan migration theory that they had to come up with to justify that, oh, they were the superior race and we were the ones who were the defeated race. That was the entire point of coming up with this bullshit of Aryan migration theory, which has been completely disproved. But still, I see that there are some schools in our country, some international schools, they run in the history textbooks, they are still based on the Aryan migration theory. So what does that tell you? Being discussed. One saying that all dogs should be killed, other saying that dogs should. Virat Kohli. Carefully watch the body language of TMC, Trinamool Congress MP Saugata Roy and June Malia in the background, क्योंकि कुछ बोलूँगा तो विवाद हो जाएगा. That is true. I mean, a lot of people, they come up to me and ask me, because I myself, I was prepared. I was a civil aspirant, civil services aspirant. I prepared for that exam for 3 years straight, right after my engineering college, and I realized that I cannot keep doing something just out of ego. Okay, I had given 3 attempts, I had failed. Unfortunately, I could not clear that exam, so the time had come for me to leave that ship behind, hop onto another ship and explore the world of endless possibilities out there. Okay, but a lot of people who got selected, okay, now what they're doing is they're making reels. If you look up on Facebook, look up on Instagram or YouTube or any other social media platform there is, all these people who are IAS and IPS officers, they're making reels because they've realized content is something that is going to yield better results, or they're going to yield better returns in the future. So now they're making reels. Now even members of the parliament, this is a Rajya Sabha MP walking. Okay, so let's see what comes out of it, because even some politicians have their active YouTube channels. Even there are some state machineries. There is a very fantastic page of CMO of Assam, Himanta Biswa Sarna. If you look up his Instagram page, he has some amazing content. So people actually are investing their time in this field because I think a lot of people realize that content is the way of the future. No, Gandhi explains Trump, you can't put tariffs on us. I brought something to the table and it's beautiful. What? Rare minerals, gems, diamonds, and our people, their wisdom, what they do, their likes, dislikes, fear. Okay. Muga Moitra, apart from being cringe, cheater, and egoist, is an extremely low IQ person. She thought only she has the power and only she could abuse the power. Someone else used their power as a counter response. She accidentally did the biggest PR of Amit Malviya. Alright guys, I think that's it for today's Samachar Ki Samiksha. I'll see you guys in the next one. You can check out my other content on Instagram, LinkedIn, X. Even on X I've written some amazing posts. There are also some amazing articles that I've written. You can check out my other videos on YouTube. Go to the playlist section and just explore. I've tried my hand at vlogging as well. Alright, thank you for watching.